What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
In 1985, archaeologists discovered a house beneath a Toronto school playground. Historical records that date back to 1834 reveal it was the home of Thornton and Lucie Blackburn, freedom seekers, entrepreneurs, and philanthropists once lost to history. Their story begins in Kentucky. Thornton Blackburn was born into enslavement in Kentucky. At 19, he met and fell in love with Ruthie, and the couple decided to escape. They secured forged papers identifying them as free African Americans and found passage on a steamboat, becoming passengers on the clandestine network known as the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad used train-related terminology like passengers and ticket agents to operate in secret and avoid suspicion from outsiders. Conductors guided passengers to safe houses known as stations en route to their final stop or terminus. Visual cues like lit candles and windows helped identify safe houses and kept slaveholders and the public in the dark. The American Fugitive Slave Act of 1793 gave slaveholders legal backing to recover escaped enslaved persons across the country. That put the freedom of Black Americans in perpetual danger. While citizens were encouraged to participate in enforcing the act, some states chose not to enforce it. That same year, spurred by the violent sale of Chloe Cooley, an enslaved woman in Niagara, Upper Canada's Lieutenant Governor John Graves Simcoe and Attorney General John White introduced the Act to limit slavery in Upper Canada. Since there was opposition to abolition within the legislature, the Act used a gradual approach to abolish enslavement in Upper Canada. But the Blackburns hadn't made it to safety in Canada yet. Thornton and Ruthie traveled covertly during the day using their forged free papers and made their way to the free state of Michigan. While living freely in Detroit, Thornton encountered an old supervisor from Kentucky who recognized him and reported the Blackburns down south. The Blackburns' old enslavers approached the county sheriff, who arrested the couple.
Pause. Whoa. Hold on, wait a minute. How do you think he recognized them? What do y'all think happened for him to be recognizable? He was enslaved at one time.
In Kentucky.
I believe.
I mean, it's not that far away.
But you got to understand, what were the reasons for slaveholders to go back and forth when it came to, well, just to go back and forth in general? They were selling, catching, yeah, things like that. Unless they had a wanted sign.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe so, but he what was it? Old manager, they just said? Overseer, maybe?
We're going to rewind.
Yeah,
we got to catch that. We got to catch that.
Supervisor from Kentucky who recognized him and reported the Blackburns down south. The Blackburns' old enslavers approached the county sheriff, who arrested the couple in June 1833 under the Fugitive Slave Act. Tried in open court, they were sentenced to return to enslavement in Kentucky. Word of the Blackburns' arrest spread like wildfire. Hundreds came to protest their sentence. The night before their forced return to Kentucky, 2 women freed Ruthie from jail. The next morning, as Thornton was led away, 200 armed men and women came to his rescue. He and 7 rescuers followed Ruthie to Upper Canada. The resulting chaos and violence became known as the Blackburn Riots of 1833. Which had long-lasting effects for the Black community in Detroit. In Upper Canada,
the pushback.
We ain't learned about that in school.
Nah.
The Blackburn Riots.
Talk about
1833.
That's heavy work right
there.
That's heavy work.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. I just screenshotted something earlier.
Word of mouth got around that quick. Word of mouth. Hold on, let me say this. Word of mouth got around that quick to the point where when they heard what happened, they gathered together and they went for change instantly. And they made change. They broke chains.
when we talk about, slavery and segregation, we always focus on the South, but we don't realize that in the North, they had it just as bad, sometimes even worse. The most sundown towns that they had was in the North. So them just being able to be free didn't mean that they were actually free. They always had to look over their backs. So that's how, you know, although they were risking it by traveling during the daytime with the papers, they still got arrested. But to see, I wasn't there to see. Oh, but to know that the people stood up for them and still got them away.
Yeah, yeah. I can only imagine how that went. They got to make a movie of that one.
Now I gotta go see if they got something. Got something in where it was Michigan,
I believe.
And I gotta go see if they have something to memorialize that.
They went back to Kentucky though, and then they got back out of it.
Burns and their party were detained at the request of the mayor of Detroit for attempted murder and inciting civil unrest.
Who?
For the black community in Detroit. In Upper Canada, the Blackburns and their party were detained at the request of the mayor of Detroit for attempted murder and inciting civil unrest. The governor of Michigan demanded they be extradited back to America, where they would be tried and likely sent back into enslavement. However, earlier that year, the Fugitive Offenders Act of 1833 had been passed in Upper Canada. The act listed crimes for which one could be extradited and gave the lieutenant governor the final word. The Blackburns were declared not guilty of any charge included in the act. As the lieutenant governor was unwilling to send them back to enslavement, the Blackburns were released. This was the first recorded case of escaped enslaved people tried under the Fugitive Offenders Act in Upper Canada. Although later cases sometimes had different outcomes, the Blackburns case helped popularize Upper Canada as the final terminus of the Underground Railroad. Further legal developments on both sides of the border cemented this status. The Blackburns were two of an estimated 30,000 to 40,000 African Americans who escaped north to freedom in the 1800s.
Look at them numbers.
Thornton even used the Underground Railroad again to rescue his mother and bring her to Canada. The Blackburns established themselves in Toronto. Ruthie changed her name to Lucie to mark her freedom, and the couple reunited with Thornton's brother, Alfred. They were free, but Upper Canada was not the promised utopia. Racist violence, segregation, and discrimination made life difficult for Black Canadians. But the community was built on a strong sense of shared experiences, group identity, a support network provided by churches and other institutions, and a mutual reliance that offered refuge against white discrimination. Thornton found a job as a waiter at Osgoode Hall, where he worked for several years. He eventually heard about the new use of English hackney cabs in Montreal, and in 1837, he decided to start his own taxi company in Toronto.
Yes,
Thornton and Lucie ordered a cab built, painted it red and yellow, and named it The City. The city soon became a popular transit option and familiar sight as Upper Canada's first taxi business.
Wow.
Thanks to their business, Thornton and Lucie's finances grew. They were respected in the community and worked hard to help fellow freedom seekers. They built or purchased several homes and provided inexpensive lodging for new arrivals from the Underground Railroad. They donated to several community projects and joined protests against racial discrimination.
The fight.
Thornton was an active member of several associations that aimed to improve life for the Black community. He was one of Toronto's representatives at the North American Convention of Colored Freemen in 1851, attended by other prominent Black Canadians such as Henry Bibb and Marianne Shadd Carey.
Hold on. Before you go in, I just love to hear stuff like this, especially when it comes to history, because when the struggle was really real, they still got involved.
Oh, yeah.
They still got in seats. They still put themselves through doors. You know what I'm saying? Some of them risked their lives to even get free. But when they did get free, they didn't stop there. You know what I'm saying? They went back to help other people, and they went into offices. You know what I'm saying? And they helped people understand what was going on so they can get change.
That's what it's about.
That's a real fight, bro.
Yes.
Like, we think we got it easy today. Them boy had to really fight to get in seats.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Everything that we are able to do today was because of people like them.
Yeah.
Especially this couple. To know, I think we learned about the Underground Railroad before we was even in grade school.
That was the one.
Like, our families taught us about our history. But to know that this couple was, I guess, the landmark case to cement the Underground Railroad, and we didn't learn about them.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And then their house, they found their house under the park.
No, was it a park, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all learn about this in school in Canada? Let us know. Because we sure did.
I just gotta say it. They beat the case.
Yeah, they beat the case.
They beat the case.
Lucie retired in the 1860s. Thornton passed away in 1890 and Lucie in 1895. They were buried next to acquaintance and fellow abolitionist George Brown. Their legacy of generosity, resilience, and innovation continued to shape the city of Toronto. The Blackburns and their remarkable journey through the Underground Railroad, their many accomplishments, and their philanthropy were lost to history for nearly 100 years. The Blackburns did not leave any written records, nor are there existing photos of the pair. Archaeologists discovered records of their home, leading to an excavation of the schoolyard in 1985 and a rediscovery of their lives. The excavation became the first Underground Railroad site dug in Canada. The Blackburns were designated Persons of National Historic Significance in 1999, and plaques were erected in their honor in Toronto and in Louisville, Kentucky. This marked the first ever binational commemoration of a single journey on the Underground Railroad.
Love it.
Yo, and then we got some written words right here. Make sure you guys go check it out. I don't think we're gonna be able to get in that.
That's small.
But man, come again? They did what? Yo, this was some. I'm pretty sure there was some hard information to come across because they didn't leave anything behind. This is all word of. I can't say it's word of mouth, but it's who they connected to during these times that knew about it and it was able to, push the information forward throughout
record.
Yeah, throughout history and whatnot. So
yeah, let us know in Kentucky, do y'all learn about this at all in school? Because y'all know we 50 states, so we learn about different things.
Yeah.
But Canada, let us know. Okay, obviously they just found all this stuff. I don't know when, but let us know like what's going on in the school system. Do y'all learn about it as well? And another thing I wanted to say, what happened to the taxi company? It looked like the taxi company, how they showed in the animation, that it was, a car.
But when he passed, they said it was still going on.
Okay, so I would love to
no more. Yeah,
if it's still running to this day.
Facts.
That would be amazing.
That's a real
That was the first taxi service.
Yeah.
Wow. Look.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you just got to really look at what's going on and the time that it happened. And look at today's society and see what can you do differently. You know what I'm saying? It's like they really had it hard and they was able to still come on top, bro.
Yeah.
A whole business.
Yeah. It don't seem like they had any children, so that's kind of sad. But I love learning things like this. You know, a shared history between the United States and Canada.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for sending this one in. We hope you guys enjoyed it with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.